Have you ever wondered how a tiny seed transforms into a gigantic tree? Our journey begins with a humble seed, a compact package of life waiting for the right conditions to awaken. This process is known as germination. The first step in this grand journey is when the seed takes in water, a process called imbibition. This is no ordinary drink, it's the spark that ignites life. This water triggers the seed to begin its growth and development, a process that has been on pause since the seed was formed. Water isn't the only key to unlock this life, though. The seed also needs the right temperature. Just as Goldilocks needed her porridge to be just right, our seed needs its environment to be not too hot, not too cold, but just right. This optimal temperature varies from seed to seed, as each one is a unique individual with its own preferences. Once the seed has absorbed water and is comfortably basking in the right temperature, it begins to swell. Its hard outer shell, known as the seed coat, cracks open. This is not a sign of weakness, but rather a symbol of the strength within. The seed coat has done its job of protecting the precious embryo inside, and now it's time for that embryo to step into the spotlight. The embryo, now awakened, begins to grow. It sends out a root to anchor itself to the ground and a shoot that reaches for the sky. This is the beginning of the seed's transformation into a plant. So, from a small, unassuming seed, we now have the beginnings of a plant. It's a fascinating journey, one that involves a delicate balance of conditions and the relentless determination of life to grow and thrive. And that, curious minds, is how a seed's journey to becoming a plant begins. So, the seed has sprouted, but what happens next? Well, the sprout begins its journey of growth, and this is where the magic really starts to happen. The sprout undergoes a process known as cell division, a fundamental aspect of growth in all life forms, not just plants. You see, each cell in the sprout divides into two identical cells, and the cycle continues, resulting in an increase in the number of cells. This is how the sprout begins to grow. But growth isn't just about getting bigger. It's also about getting longer. This is where a process called cell elongation comes into play. The newly formed cells start to stretch out, causing the plant to grow in length. This elongation process is particularly crucial for the growth of the plant's stem and roots. Speaking of roots, they play an essential role in the plant's growth. They act like straws, absorbing water and nutrients from the soil. These nutrients, including elements like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, are vital for the plant's growth and development. Now, let's shed some light on another critical factor for plant growth: sunlight. Yes, our star, the sun, is more than just a bright light in the sky. It's the primary source of energy for plants. Plants use sunlight in a process called photosynthesis to convert water and carbon dioxide into glucose, a type of sugar that provides energy for growth. So you see, the growth of a plant is a fascinating dance of processes, all working together in perfect harmony. Cell division and elongation help the plant to grow in size and length. The roots absorb the necessary nutrients from the soil, and sunlight provides the energy needed for photosynthesis. All these elements come together, each playing their part, and the result is nothing short of a miracle. The tiny sprout, once just a humble seed, begins to transform. It grows taller, stronger, and greener, taking its first steps towards becoming a young plant. Thus, with the right mix of sunlight, water, and nutrients, the tiny sprout transforms into a young plant. How does a plant go from being a simple green structure to a colorful, blooming entity? Well, it's a fascinating process that involves a lot of behind-the-scenes action in the world of botany. Our journey begins when the plant enters the blooming phase, a time when it blossoms into beautiful, vibrant flowers. These aren't just for show, they play a crucial role in the plant's life cycle. Each flower is a complex structure housing the plant's reproductive organs. The flower consists of different parts, each with specific roles in reproduction. The stamen is the male reproductive part, producing pollen, which contains the male gametes. The pistil, on the other hand, is the female part of the flower. And it's here that the ovules, the female gametes, are housed. But how do these gametes meet for fertilization to occur? It's a process called pollination, and it's facilitated by external agents known as pollinators. Pollinators can be wind, water, or even animals such as bees, butterflies, and birds. When these pollinators visit a flower, they unknowingly carry pollen from the stamen to the pistil. This process is vital as it enables the transfer of male gametes to the female gametes, leading to fertilization. Once fertilization occurs, the ovule develops into a seed, while the surrounding ovary transforms into a fruit. The fruit not only protects the seed, but also aids in its dispersal. When the fruit is eaten by an animal, the seeds can be transported to new locations, and if conditions are right, they can germinate and grow into new plants. The blooming phase is a crucial period in a plant's life cycle. It's a time of transformation, growth, and reproduction. It's when a plant gets to show off its colors, attract pollinators, reproduce, and ensure its survival through the next generation of plants. And voila, the plant is now ready to reproduce and start the cycle all over again. It's a beautiful and intricate process, a testament to the wonders of nature and the complexity of life. So, how does a seed transform into a flowering plant? Let's summarize. We've embarked on an exciting journey today, haven't we? We've witnessed the humble beginnings of a seed and how it transforms into a spectacular flowering plant. Let's quickly recap the stages we've discussed: germination, growth, and flowering. The germination stage is the very first step in a seed's life. It's when the seed absorbs water, swells, and breaks open. The seed's coat cracks and a tiny root emerges, digging deep into the soil. This stage is crucial as it's the seed's first interaction with the environment. Then we move on to the growth spurt. This is when the seedling starts to grow into a young plant. It's a critical stage that involves cell division, cell enlargement, and the differentiation of cells into various parts like the stem, leaves, and roots. The plant also starts photosynthesis, converting sunlight into the energy it needs to grow. The final stage is the blooming phase. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's when the plant matures and produces flowers. The flowers, in turn, produce seeds, completing the plant's life cycle and ensuring the survival of the species. Each of these stages holds an immense significance in the life of a plant. Without successful germination, there would be no seedling. Without the growth spurt, there would be no mature plant. And without the blooming phase, there would be no flowers or seeds for the next generation. Now, isn't that a fascinating journey? From a single seed to a beautiful, blooming plant. And the best part is, this process is happening all around us, all the time. Now that you know the journey of a seed to a flowering plant, can you identify these stages in the plants around you? Perhaps you can spot a germinating seed in your backyard or a plant in the growth phase in your local park. Maybe you've seen a plant in full bloom on your way to school. Comment below with your observations. We're excited to hear what you've discovered. We hope this video was helpful in understanding the fascinating process of plant growth and development. Your support means the world to us, so please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to Facts Academy 0122 for more enlightening content. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, keep exploring, keep learning.